Long after the songs of victory had been sung, long after the name of Abamukhula had spread across the land, there remained a silence where a name once lived, Wesamba. Not spoken, not celebrated, not remembered the same way. It was as though the land itself had chosen to forget him. The day of separation had come and gone. The pots had been broken, the seeds had been scattered, the people had chosen their paths. And Wesamba stood on the side of a decision that could never be undone. The anger that once burned within him began to cool. But in its place, something heavier settled. Silence. That night, when the fires in the village burned low, Wesamba did not sleep. The songs of the people felt distant, the laughter unfamiliar. For the first time, he was surrounded by his people, and yet completely alone. Because sometimes, the loudest noise in a man's life is his own thoughts. And so without ceremony, without farewell, Wesamba left. No drum was beaten. No elder spoke his name. He walked, as the sun rose behind him, leaving shadows where his past once stood. Some say he walked east. Others say no one truly knew. But all agree on one thing. He did not return. The land stretched before him, wide, unfamiliar, unforgiving. Days turned into nights, nights into weeks. The sound of his footsteps became his only companion. And with every step, the weight of what had happened followed him, not behind him, but within him. There are wounds that bleed, and there are wounds that do not. Wesamba carried the kind that no one could see, the kind that returns, in quiet moments, in the stillness of night, in the absence of voices. The moment when he saw his brother, it replayed, again, and again, and again. Did he regret it? The elders never said. Some believe he stood by his words, that a man must defend his honor, no matter the cost. But others whisper that in the quiet of his later years, he spoke less and listened more, as though he was hearing something that came too late.
It is said, Wesamba built a life far from the lands of his brother. A home without the echoes of his past. A place where his name carried no story, no judgment, no memory of that day. But even in distance, some things do not leave a man. Back in the lands he left behind, life continued. Children were born, families grew, songs were sung. And the name Abamukhula rose higher, stronger, spreading across the land, just as the milk had carried the seeds. But though Wesamba was gone, his decision remained. In the customs of the people, in the marriages they allowed, in the boundaries they respected, a single moment, between two brothers, had shaped generations. And so, when the elders spoke of the past, they told the story of origin. They told of strength, of growth, of destiny. But when it came to Wesamba, they paused. Because not every story is told to be remembered. Some are left in silence, so they are not repeated.
Perhaps Wesamba was not forgotten. Perhaps he was remembered differently. Not as a hero, not as a founder, but as a reminder that words spoken in anger can travel further than we ever intend, and that some separations, once made, cannot be undone. And so his story lives, not in songs, but in silence.
Subscribe to our channel. Like, comment, and share this video.